I was looking at a piece in the Wall Street Journal the other day that some of you may have seen, rating, I don't know where our state was, we need to look that up, but it looked at the 5 best states for growth and the 5 worst. And it won't surprise you that the 5 best were states like Texas, North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida. And it also won't surprise you for a minute that the least business-friendly states in America are places like California and New York and Michigan and New Jersey. And they describe Illinois as in a death spiral. So the way to have a competitive Kentucky, obviously, is to change the Kentucky government in a way where people understand that the way you have jobs and growth and opportunity in America is to attract the people in the private sector who hire people. Now, you know, Brett Guthrie and I and the rest of us in the delegation deal every day with the folks in Washington who think that the key for America is more government spending. I can tell you, if government spending was the key to a prosperous America, we'd be in the middle of boom times. We've added $3 trillion to the debt in the last 2 years. Our debt is now $14 trillion, the size of our economy, which makes us look a lot like Greece. And if that were not bad enough, we have over $50 trillion in unfunded liabilities for as far as the eye can see, promises we've made on very popular programs that we don't have the ability to keep. So America, so not just the Republican leader of the Senate saying this, but Standard & Poor's saying this, America is on the cusp of having its credit rating downgraded. Now look, that's what's been going on in Washington the last 2 years. And the single best way to turn this administration into a single-term administration is to elect David Williams, the next governor of Kentucky. So if you're wondering what's the most important thing you can do to turn America around, not just Kentucky, it's a twofer. You can both get Kentucky going in the right direction and get America going in the right direction by electing David Williams governor. Now, I've known David for a long time. He's smart, he's capable, he's a terrific debater. He knows exactly where to take this state. Now, we owe it to ourselves and to our children and grandchildren, if we want Kentucky to still be the kind of place for them that we want it to be. If we want it to be that kind of place, then we've got to make a change in state government. I've watched Democrat governors come and go over the years. Nothing ever changes. You know, they're in the pockets of the AFL-CIO. The teachers union tell them what to do. We have this non-competitive environment, and we get taken to the cleaners by all of the states around us that are getting more and more competitive. You've seen what's happening in Indiana and Ohio. We're going to be surrounded by states that are way, way more competitive than ours. So, David Williams decided to run for governor at exactly the right time. Kentucky needs him. We had a great contest for governor. Phil Moffitt is a bright news star, and Phil, we're proud of you, and we haven't seen the last of you, and we thank you for being here. You've done a fine job in Jefferson County. Where are you, Bobby? I know you're here somewhere. Nice. You're going to keep on doing it. So let me sum it up. The best way to stop Barack Obama and get Kentucky going in the right direction, all on the same day, is to elect David Williams, the next governor of Kentucky. David.
I went over to the University of Kentucky yesterday and had a physical to make sure. One of the first things that had been in doubt by the Courier-Journal and Herald-Leader was answered yesterday after a series of tests. They determined that I do have a heart. They knew I had a brain. And unlike Steve Beshear, I've got a spine. together, Republicans, conservative Democrats, and independents, we're going to change this state. We're not going to be an island unto ourselves. We're going to create and we're going to maintain jobs in this state, and we're going to change the public policy in this state through the Kentucky General Assembly and have the leadership in place that will help us do that, because it's too important. We can't stop now. We have to change our tax code, change our pension system. We have to be more responsible and better stewards of the taxpayers' money. We have to change this education system and listen to teachers and parents. And yes, in Jefferson County, where 60% of the worst schools have been identified, we will leave no child behind over there any longer, no matter where they live in Jefferson County, no matter where they live. So that we are firm about it and are contrite and believe in what we're going to say here. It was the various states that created the federal government. The federal government did not create the states. This team here will go forward and challenge the federal government, Barack Obama, and those who would shut down our coal industry and would shut down our agriculture industry and would impoverish our people and unconstitutionally force them to buy an insurance product that the federal Constitution does not allow them to do, and we will fight them. State government, the laboratories of democracy, is where this government here needs to take on the federal government, and we will. And I'll tell you one last thing. This is a pro-life ticket that you have here. We're a pro-Second Amendment ticket. And we believe that next year, after we are in the constitutional offices, that collectively we'll help change the federal government so that the next President of the United States will appoint Supreme Court members who agree on all these important constitutional issues, unlike Barack Obama. For those of you like the chief here who are veterans or have people in the military right now, we are committed to supporting our military families at Fort Knox and Fort Campbell and our Guard troops who have so many deployments that are going on right now. General Donald Storm is our chief advisor on those issues and is going to be the campaign chairman for the fall and will be in the Williams-Farmer administration when we start. And when the commander-in-chief comes to Fort Campbell the next time to honor our SEALs and our special ops and the 101st Airborne, which is a national treasure, every constitutional officer on this stage will go and honor those. We'll be more interested in the next race for United States Senate and all those things after that's over. Because there's some things that are more important than politics. And honoring those folks are more important than that. Steve Beshear went to a horse race because he was worried about his own race. And as Republicans and Democrats, we need to stand together on those. We thank you for being here. Today starts this fall campaign. I want to express my appreciation to the Republican Party of Kentucky and Senator McConnell, Senator Rand Paul, and all the congressional delegations. But they're not the ones that are going to decide this race. The people in this room and those people out there that know that we have to change this government are going to change this government for us and help us change it, because the ultimate law of physics is if you tread water long enough, you will surely drown. This state is adrift and we need new leadership, and Steve Beshear has no agenda and he has no record that indicates he's willing to do that. Together we will change this government and we'll put Kentucky back on the right track. Thank you all so very much.